Menglong's last meal, a silent goodbye before the storm. The clock had barely struck noon when Menglong sat quietly in the corner of a small, candlelit restaurant. To outsiders, it was just another meal, another moment in a long day. But for him, it was the last taste of peace before his world spiraled into shadows he could never escape. The restaurant was not one of the grand, glittering places he was often invited to. It was a modest eatery tucked away in an alley, hidden from flashing cameras and screaming fans. He had discovered it years ago when he was still just a young man chasing dreams, long before fame turned his life into a spotlighted cage. The smell of warm broth and freshly steamed dumplings always lingered there, like a memory, carrying him back to a time when life was simpler, when laughter wasn't scripted, when trust wasn't broken, when dreams weren't tainted by fear. That day he ordered his usual, hand-pulled noodles in a fragrant beef broth, a side of pickled vegetables, and a small plate of pan-fried dumplings. The waiter smiled at him like any other customer, not as a star. That was what he loved about this place. It reminded him that he was human first and actor second. But as he lifted his chopsticks, his hands trembled. It wasn't from hunger. It wasn't from excitement. It was from the weight of everything he carried inside. Every bite seemed to carry a memory. The noodles reminded him of the nights his mother cooked for him when additions had left him exhausted and defeated. The dumplings were a memory of his father, who once told him, "Life is like this. Sometimes you're the filling, hidden and unappreciated, but without you, nothing feels complete." But even as those memories wrapped around him, so did the ache of reality. That very evening, he was scheduled to attend a press conference. To the world, it was just another event, an actor promoting, smiling, charming. But for him, it was a battlefield. Behind the curtains of the industry lay secrets so dark, so cruel, that speaking them aloud meant crossing an invisible line drawn by powerful hands. And Menglong had already seen too much. The silence of the restaurant contrasted with the storm in his chest. He stared into the steaming bowl, watching the broth ripple as though it mirrored his own trembling soul. For anyone else, it was just food. For him, it was a farewell. Halfway through his meal, he pulled out his phone. Not to scroll through social media, not to post another smile. He typed a short message to his mother. "Don't worry if I come home late. Eat well tonight, okay?" He stared at the screen for a long time before pressing send. His mother had always worried about him.